Hello everybody, welcome back to another narrow gauge, another review, and welcome back to another narrow gauge review. So this time I am actually reviewing Bachmann's latest model, and Bachmann's latest release, Rusty. Yep, he came like a few days ago, and I'm going to unbox him and review him. Now, before I do that, let's go into the box first before I unbox it. So you got a nice window of the model. You can actually see it clearly. If there's like any, if anything's like faulty or broken or missing a part like that. You got the back. On the back here it shows like what's available. I know when Peter Sam is released, they're going to update this box. So yeah, Skarloey, Rheneas, and Rusty. And Rusty, which is what you're looking at right now, I have both Skarloey and Rheneas. They're actually right over there. I also do have these narrow gauge slate wagons. I actually do have all three. I only have two of them out right now because, I don't need all three out. Nice picture of Thomas, Percy, and James. And so, yeah, I am gonna unbox Rusty and go more into detail about it. Okay. It's gonna be kind of hard to do, seeing as how this is a one-person job. So there's his ice box, or so it's called. Yeah, I call it an ice blister box. Lift up this tray. Just slowly pick up. You know what? I'm gonna pick him up just like this. And here is Rusty. Looks amazing. Let me put him down on the tracks for a closer look. There we go. So now I can go into more about Rusty. I would go into the history of... I am going to go into the history of Rusty. I mean, originally I wasn't going to do the history of Rusty, but then I decided, why not? Since, the narrow gauge engines are kind of... I think they might be obscure now. So, but I'm going to, here's a rundown. Rusty first appeared in Railway Series book number 14 in the story Trucks. Let me find it. Hang on. Yeah, he appeared in the first story, Trucks, where after Peter Sam had his accident with the freight cars at the incline, Rusty towed him home, and yeah, Rusty also rescued an engine from scrap, though originally it was actually the Bluebell Railway Preservation that saved Stepney. So Rusty and then now we'll go into TV series history. So Rusty was introduced in the 4th season, along with the rest of the narrow gauge engines, and he appeared frequently in the series. He and the other narrow gauge engines appeared frequently in the series. And then their last appearance was season 12, and then for seasons 13, 14, and 15, they weren't seen. And then he and along with the other narrow gauge engines returned in season 16, minus Duke. And then obviously he appeared in Blue Mountain Mystery as a supporting character, and has appeared in some seasons. I forget, maybe season 18 or 19. I don't really remember which one. So yeah, that's the model. So yeah, that's the history. So on to the model itself. So Rusty was an interest. I'm glad Bachmann made Rusty because we do need another narrow gauge engine. And I've seen other people's review on Rusty. Now they say that Rusty is very small. I mean, I actually have to agree with that. And if you look at it, Rusty is very small when you compare him to, like, say other engines, like, for example, Rheneas. Let me compare, if you compare Rusty and Rheneas, hold on, let me get this centered. Yeah, if you compare Rusty and Rheneas, Rusty is pretty small compared to Rheneas. So there's a side view, and then there's the other side view. So there's that. Honestly, I'm not really bothered by Rusty's size. Hang on, let me put Rheneas back there. Shoot, okay. You know, I'll just leave him like that, okay. You know, to be honest, I'm not really bothered by Rusty's size at all. I'm not bothered by it at all. I mean, yeah, in the TV series, he was kind of... In the TV series, Rusty was kind of big. But, yeah. Alright, so let's go into the detailing, shall we? So let me zoom in. There's his name, his number. Now, unfortunately, his cab windows are you know, blacked out. They're covered up. I was hoping you would have, like, sort of an open cab. Like, I was expecting this side to actually be open, like with Skarloey and Rheneas. I was hoping for that he would have an open cab side, just like Rheneas and Skarloey. But unfortunately, no, since, hang on, let me move Paxton back a little bit. But no, his cab area is actually just blacked out. Here's the back. Good detailing though. They actually added a tail lamp, which is great. And then let me put him on his side like this. Yeah, honestly, I'm not bothered by Rusty's size at all. I feel like they just did it perfectly, at least in my opinion. Maybe you guys may have different opinions about that. Comment down below. I would really like to hear your opinions on it. So, yeah. Oh, sorry. There's the back. Oh, by the way, the back is also blacked out as well. Let me zoom in on the tail lamp a little bit. Now that's really cool. Good detailing. And last but not least, there's the face. Hang on, let me do this. There we go. The face is actually good, but some people also say that the face is a little too small. Like, it's too small, but honestly, I don't see a problem with that. I'm actually okay with it. Rusty's face, the size of Rusty's face changed throughout the series. Like, if you take his wooden railway model, for example, he had a pretty small face. But then later on, like, you know, there was like a size change and stuff like that. So, yeah. Let me just couple him up to some narrow gauge cars. Hold on. Problem with narrow gauge cars, there we go. And honestly, when you put him next to Paxton and the other narrow gauge engines, he just looks amazing. So, yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed my review of Rusty. I give it a 9 out of 10 simply because of the cab being blacked out. Simply because of the cab space being filled in. But overall, other than that, he's excellent. I give him like a 9 out of 10. And he fits very well with the rest of the narrow gauge engines. And of course, there's Paxton as well. So, yeah. And also, I wanted to, you know, keep it like the CGI series. Like, you know, have Paxton and then a few cars and the brake van. And a little bit like the Railway series, too. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Rusty. Comment down below. And also, comment down below on what your opinions of this model overall are. If you have any problems as well with the model. Quite frankly, the only problem I see with my model is the... frankly, the only problem I see with the model is the lack of an open cab. That's the only thing. But they most likely did it to cover up the motor. But, yeah. So, yeah, this is James the Red Engine Fan, 1994, signing out. I hope you guys enjoyed.